Good morning. It's Thursday. It's about actually quarter to noon. I'm on a little bit of a break from work here. It's been busy all morning since I started. I have my first client upgrading to VMware version 9, so there's a little bit of a learning curve with that one that we're working through. But anyway, I got about 15 minutes here before my next meeting, and I just came out to rotate my solar panels. Battery was down to 70 something percent this morning, which I thought was a little low considering I didn't run anything all night. The only thing plugged in was the refrigerator. I guess I left the camper plugged in. So like my little USB fan in there, and the battery charger for the house batteries would have been running. And that stereo in there is always on with little blue lights. I guess that probably draws a couple watts, but I was a little bit surprised because it was at like 94, 96% when I went to bed last night. So I was a little surprised it drained down that far. But the inverter on that particular thing is not the most efficient. So just having the inverter on uses power, which I have to because of the fridge. So it'll be better hopefully today. Hey, I'm like at 88% now, and it's almost noon, and I've got both laptops and Starlink running. So, and it's beautiful, bright day, lots of sunshine. So I'm not worried about it at all. And I always have the generator as a fallback if I need it. But anywho, hopefully today the new plugs for the refrigerator show up, or my 12-volt cooler. They're supposed to be delivered by Amazon to the Amazon locker yesterday. Now it still says today, but they're not delivered yet, so I don't know, wait and see. Yeah, nothing too exciting around here other than I should be off work at a reasonable hour today. I think I should be done around 3 or so, I think. And yeah, might go do, it's pretty breezy today. And the wind just blew my door open again. Yeah, you can see the trees in the background over there that are blowing, and my flag here is blowing. And yeah, it's nice and breezy today, which is good because it's like 81 degrees out. It's nice out. But yeah, there's good airflow. Even as much as I hate the windows on this camper, the little pop-out windows. Oh, you can see that. When it's this windy, like there's good airflow in there, which is nice. Feels great. So when I get off work, I might go do a little bit of kayaking, but with this much wind, as I discovered yesterday, that's a bit of a chore. I slept sound last night. Like, as soon as I went to bed, I was watching Dave's video on YouTube, and it was like an hour and 3 minutes, and I made it through about 40 before I fell asleep. Not that Dave's boring and puts me to sleep, but I was just exhausted. Like I kind of woke up and realized that I drifted off, and I just turned the video off and rolled over and went back to sleep. Because I was just watching it on my phone, so I wasn't burning power with a laptop or Starlink. But I finished watching it this morning when I got up before I had to log into work. But anyway, yeah. So I'll probably skip some kayaking today. Definitely going to go up and check out that park I found last night. I think I mentioned last night in my recap, but yeah, there's like a lot of different hiking trails. There's a 7.5 mile multi-purpose trail up there that'd be perfect for biking. Actually, I should get the charger out, make sure my bike is charged. I'll do that here as soon as I'm done talking to myself. And then yeah, lots of hiking, waterfalls. You got the 7 bridges to check out that are all the stone style arch bridges. That should be really cool. I was so pleased with myself when I found that last night. So yeah, that's the plan for today. And if I don't overly exhaust myself, I might do another fire tonight. So rest of the week, I still have all day tomorrow. I gotta work tomorrow. Obviously, it's Friday. But I could, there are a couple of hikes and waterfalls north of where I was yesterday at Two Harbors, but Two Harbors was an hour-and-a-half drive, straight there at highway speeds. So if I go up and do any of those other stuff, I'm getting close to 2 hours away from camp, and that gets to be a little bit of driving. So I don't know if I'll go up and do that or not. I'm still leaning towards leaving here. I'm booked here through Saturday. I have to check out by Sunday. I'm still leaning towards leaving here Saturday morning and going over to Leech Lake. And I might just camp right at Leech Lake Saturday night. I gotta look to see if I can do that. Um, so if I drive over there Saturday morning, I set up camp at Leech Lake Saturday morning. I can go do Mississippi River headwaters Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday morning leave Leech Lake and move on to Cooperstown. That's kind of my rough plan for the time being. But I need to look into that, see if I can. I don't know if you can even make. I assume you can make reservations. Like my grandparents stayed there for weeks at a, or I think most of my childhood they went there twice a year for I think like 2 weeks. So I assume you almost first come first serve reservations and never asked. Oh, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I think that's really all I know. That's what I got going on today and my current tentative plan for the weekend. And yeah, things are going good here. It's nice out. It's beautiful. I got lots of video editing to do. I'm partway through editing the trip here from last Sunday. But yeah, with between camera and microphone issues and doing those time lapses, I'm doing a couple of time lapses with the dash cam footage that is extraordinarily time consuming and difficult, and it's really hard to play back and preview the footage when you do that. My computer just doesn't handle processing those videos in real time to play back, so it's a little bit of a struggle to edit that. So I don't know if I'll do any more editing yet today. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, enough rambling. Catch you later. It's about 1:15. It's warming up. 85 outside, 84 in here. I didn't notice they had updated the forecast. Yeah, for 85 today and 82 tomorrow now. When I checked it a couple days ago, we're supposed to be in the upper 70s for a few days, so definitely warming up. Oh, well, I'm on a marathon troubleshooting call. I feel like I'm hurting cats. All right, welcome to Duluth. If I can get across the street without getting killed here. Fat chance of that. Good grief. Okay. This is the Lester Park and something that starts with an A Creek trail system that I happened to drive by yesterday. There is a formal crosswalk up there that maybe I'm going to have to go hit. This is getting a little redonkulous. All right, at some point, I'm just going. Fuck this. Okay. Western Park Trail. So the Amity Creek loop is the one I'm going to do. That's the purple one. I don't know what... I don't even know where I'm at or what side I'm on. Oh, actually, maybe it's not the purple one. Anyway, this is the trail I'm doing. I've got 2 liters of water with me. I just have this chintzy little promotional cooler backpack. I really need to probably get a proper hiking backpack. I do have, so it's warm today. It's anywhere between 86 and 89, depending on what heat pocket you're driving through. It's not terribly humid. It's actually fairly nice down here in the trees. But yeah, it's like, what time is it? Almost 4 o'clock. Work was stressful this afternoon. Project that has entered a phase that I knew was going to be rough, and sure enough, it's rough. But we'll get through it. It's fine. It's what they pay me for. One advantage of being senior project engineer and project leader is in conjunction with project management and actual managers, like I have great influence over completing things successfully. I'm not 100% at the whim of others. So anyway, yes, the creek, I'm not going to go down to every little thing, but this is the creek and trail I found last night. I have not edited yesterday's video yet, so I don't know how much. I was kind of thinking about on the way up here that I might just do a couple little teaser bits from my stop here last night instead of showing the areas that I did hike. Actually, that's one of the first little waterfalls. That was one I found last night that made me go, oh, that's cool. So actually, I'm going to turn around, go back a little bit here, and work my way down here, because this is kind of the first shot. Anyway, I was thinking I might just, only put in a couple of little teasers from yesterday's video. But that one will be edited and uploaded before this one, so you'll have already seen it. So I did bring my hiking boots, or I put them on the truck. There's the first little waterfall. Did one. There's a better one up above, or further on. So keep watching. I'm not going to get too brave with the rock climbing today, especially when you hold on to trees like this. But we'll work my way up here a little bit. There you go, that's the first waterfall. I don't think this is like Dead River where there's a waterfall every 20 feet. But it is very scenic back here. And we should be able to see most of the 7 bridges, I think, from the trail too. All right, so this is where we got to go back up. Yeah, definitely better with hiking boots. I climbed down that little section last night just with tennis shoes. Not advisable. All right, just a quick mic check to make sure microphones are actually working. I figured out that, okay, so these wireless microphones, when I first got them, and I don't know if it's a firmware update or what, but when I took they go into a case that charges them, similar to like how AirPod works, right? When I first got them, if you took them out of the case, they automatically turned on. There's a side view of that same little waterfall. Now, I'm noticing when you take them out of the case, they're powered off. I don't know if that has something to do with the fact whether they're on or off when they go in, if it was a firmware update or what. So that's been some of my trouble with them lately, is I take them out of the case and I put them on, I think they're on, and they're not. Other times they just randomly stop recording. And once the battery died. I've gone back to the stock Android camera app, the one that does not show me any volume levels, but the one that also appears to actually record and write to disk when it says it's filming, instead of flashing an exclamation point at me and then doing other funky stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to, other than buying an iPhone. And you know what they say, there's nothing more frustrating than an Android user who refuses to switch to Apple. I'm going to try to remember to angle my camera more to the right, because that's the direction I'm kind of looking. That's where all the cool stuff is. I did not go this far yesterday. I drove further up and then walked back a little ways, but it's like some of this here is all new to me. Yeah. Very cool. My Amazon package going to the Amazon locker. Those cords for my 12-volt refrigerator I keep talking about are still out for delivery. I am in a much better mood than I was this time yesterday. Look at these rocks. These are huge. Lots of running water, little falls. Another little one right back there. This is so cool back here. My understanding of this trail is it is a giant loop. It kind of goes up to the top, you cross one of the 7 bridges, and then you come back down the other side of the creek. I did find it on all trails, but I don't have it open. When I pulled up and parked out here, this lady comes over as I was changing my shoes. Look at that guy. I flew off. He got something in his mouth. Can't tell if that's his beak or if he's carrying a berry. This lady walks up, she goes, "Excuse me, sir?" I sitting there thinking, oh, great. And what she said at first is not exactly what I heard. Look at that stonework. What I heard was, "Sir, we don't allow parking here." It's like it's a public street outside of an apartment building. It's not labeled like residential only or permit required or anything like that. What she actually said is, "We don't allow Iowa fans to park here." And then when she kind of clarified, because I gave her a look like, huh? And she kind of clarified, she's like, "We don't allow Hawkeye fans here." And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm in the wrong state for that. I said I expected to get some flack eventually. And she goes, "I'm from Grinnell, Iowa. I went to Iowa State. I'm a Cyclones fan." I'm like, well, you don't have room to talk then. Like, I was expecting like some, Gopher comments, and I was going to make a couple of smart-ass comments about where Floyd of Rosedale has resided the last several years. I'm like, Iowa State, I got nothing. You guys have had our number for years. This is cool. How's that for up and personal with some falls? Those are beautiful. Selfie time. All right. I'm just kind of standing here in the middle of a river. Or stream or creek or whatever this is. We can keep going. It's actually not, I mean, it's warm out today, but it's not as warm down here in the shade, that's for damn sure. All right. A little bit sketchy. There we go. I mean, you could probably hike the vast majority of this trail just by going up the creek, but More coming down up there. I assume this whole thing drains into Lake Superior, because Lake Superior's back that way. So, and we are up the hill a good way, so I imagine this whole Duluth is like one giant mountain, I figured out. So I'm guessing, yeah, this whole creek just gradually runs down this hill of a city and makes its way down to Superior. See, this rock here, it looks flat, but it isn't. It slopes. And all of these rocks are a little bit wet, not just enough to be deceptively tricky. Just kind of got to watch your footing. All right. Let's see. Now I got to figure out how I got back down here. I think it came up through here. Yeah, because there's that little stone wall. Look at that. Huh. It's kind of cool. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that on a tree. Stone wall's leaning in a little bit here. Like, I'm sure it was put there as a form of erosion control. But, like, I'm holding my camera level. Yeah, I definitely need to get a proper hiking backpack. This whole thing is not very comfortable. I mean, it's better than carrying 2 liters of water with me in my hand. I mean, I kind of threw it in the truck as a last minute thing before I left home. But I kind of pre-populated it while I was in Michigan with insect repellent, which I did leave in there, some sunscreen, my bear spray. I took most of that out here, but I need a proper hiking backpack. I've never had one. There's a group of 4 people on the opposite trail that I'm more or less pacing. I believe this whole loop is like 2.25 miles, like I read. All Trails rates it as easy. But there are a ton of trails up and around here. Like I mentioned earlier, there's that 7 or 8 mile multi-purpose loop that I was gonna bike, but it is a little bit warm today. And as far as I can tell, that trail is much more just out in the direct sun, not down here in the shade. And so, let's see what we got going on over here. So I didn't load the bike up in the truck and bring it. I left it at camp. I figure a couple miles out here hiking in the woods would probably be enough exertion for one day. Okay, this is up where I was last night. So, yeah, you got the pretty cool bridge and gazebo. And then this is the Gorge and Falls. That right there, I think, is going to be my thumbnail. Yeah, it's got the stone bridge. This is just a pedestrian bridge too. This isn't one of the 7 vehicular bridges. I did not go all the way down last night because it was getting kind of dark on me. So let's see how sketchy this is. Not too bad. I may have to do a thumbnail from the bottom. Yeah, you can hear it. Very popular jumping off point. There we go. Yeah, I think that one's going to be the thumbnail. I might have to look at the map. Okay, so I'm on the trail I thought I was on. This is the end of the loop, but this is not the end of the east and west loop. This is some other trail loop. This keeps going a little ways upstream, but as far as I can tell from the photos, like, you don't get as good a, although there's a little waterfall over here, so I don't know. We'll just keep going. It's a nice day out. I gotta be careful here with all these pine needles. Very easy to start sliding unintentionally. This over here is the first of the, go down here a little bit, of the 7 bridges. Because this road up here is called 7 Bridges Road. So go ahead and sing the Eagle song to yourself, because I can't post it. Seven Bridges Road. Yeah, I just checked on the map. This is Amity Creek Bridge number 1. Do some glasses. The hiking trails kind of go out and around the road and the creek. So from the trails, it doesn't look like you can really see the other bridges. So we'll have to drive those. So I don't think I'm going to hike much further north. I'm going to hike the east end of the creek going back to my truck, and then we'll drive 7 Bridges Road. We'll stop to take a look at all the bridges as we go. I don't know what these flowers are, but the drooping violets or whatever, those are kind of cool. Anywho. Also did a microphone check. So far, so good. Now all his kids are gone off that bench. There's the gazebo and bridge. And the upper walk at the falls. The pit down there is called the Deeps. Based on the height that guy was jumping from, it must be fairly deep there. But I noticed this last night too. They've got a cable barrier on this side of the trail over here now, probably for good reason. And I'm guessing that memorial there has something to do with it, because this whole side's pretty steep, and I'm guessing it's probably a fairly uneven bank. Yeah, I mean, this is just, I'm going to keep my distance from the edge, but that is just straight off. Yeah, you can see where, I'm guessing snow melt, water, rain, something, the erosion. You can kind of see the falls through the trees here. I don't think it's going to show up on camera real well. The camera always likes to focus on the tree branches, not the water in the distance. And I'm not a good enough videographer to make it focus the way I want. There we go. A little bit of a shot through the trees. Do we have a shot in here? If I zoom in enough, kind of. I wouldn't call that thumbnail worthy, but different view, different angle. This looks like a good spot to stop for a few minutes. Ugh. Yeah, this little little chintzy little cooler backpack I got as a promotional giveaway from local hockey team. It's better than nothing, but I definitely need a better pack. But just sit and move over here where it's at least a little shady. Hydrate a little bit. Make sure I don't dehydrate myself out here, but I thought this would be a little worse with the temperature, but it's actually not that bad. There's a little bit of a breeze coming down through here, which I didn't expect in the trees, so it's nice, it's doable. All right, I'm gonna take a little break and I'll pick you back up when I'm moving again. Back on the trail again. I just can't wait to get back on the trail again. This side's not as scenic. Yeah, these pine needles are like, they move. You gotta be careful. Yeah, it's a lazy creek in here. Then you got these eye pokers. See, over there is one of the bike paths. You can see a guy biking through the trees there. All of these trails in here are technically multi-use. At least according to the map. Wow. Talk about your Widowmaker. Look at the inside of the trunk. There's nothing left. That tree is dead and really tall. Yeah, it's over here. I mean, this is, in addition to trails, this is a park. So yeah, it's picnic areas and looks like playgrounds and stuff over there. I can hear the highway, so must be getting back here close again. The upper portion of the trail, that was the one I thought I was going to be doing. That one was some miles. This is significantly shorter than 2 miles. Some of those other trails seem to be, according to some of the things I read on all trails, more popular with like cross-country skiing and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's the end of the scenic portion of the trail. I think we're just gonna walk through the park now. I see the highway over there. See if I can figure out my way back to my truck. You know, I bet on this side of the creek is that actual proper crosswalk, so I don't have to risk death in quite the same manner to get across the street. What have we here? Ah, a bridge. Bridges of Duluth County. I don't actually know if that's the name of this county or not. So yeah, that bridge right there is the highway. So I don't know if there's a way, I assume there's a way from the park up there. Yeah, well, let's go over here to the left. Those stairs right in front of me, that's where I parked and came down yesterday. Because literally I was driving over that bridge up there, and I kind of looked over and like, oh, that looks like a cool stream. And then I happened to see the trail right here. I'm like, oh, well, there's a little trail along that river or creek or stream or whatever. I might have to go check that out. So I pulled onto this street up here, and that's when I noticed the signboard advertising all the trails. So I found a place on the street side up there and parked and walked down them steps into here and like, oh, this is really cool. And then so I looked it up online. Well, I kind of looked at it quick, walked back to my truck. I was getting ready to drive on, and then I pulled up the maps online. I saw the falls and the deeps and everything else. Like, oh, I got to drive up there. And then I saw the bridge, and then I started reading even more. And then my mood went from shit day to, this is awesome, I'm coming back here tomorrow. And here I am. All right, so this is right where I started. This same signboard we looked at a little bit ago. So what I just did here, okay, is this green trail, which according to green's hiking. All right, everything else is mountain biking or multi-purpose, cross-country, snowmobile. So I just did this little green section up to the deep, to the gazebo, and then came back the other side. Although there is something called the shallows over here. So that's interesting. I didn't see that on any maps or hikes. What I thought I was looking at, and the hike I thought we were doing, is this purple one here. This purple one is the mountain biking. That's called the East and West Loop, because this is Seven Bridges Road. So I'm actually going to drive now Seven Bridges Road all the way up and look at all the bridges. And then this green one clear back up here. At least I think that's one it is. I think it's the one I was going to try to bike, but. All right, so we're going to go up here and turn around a little bit. Ooh, what's over there to look at? They're doing construction on the other highway over there, just closer to the lake, which is why there's so damn much traffic right here. Actually, you know what? Let's come in here and turn around, because I want to see what the hell this little bridge is all about. I assume this is just an extension of the bike trails, because there's a bike repair station. And I just realized I'm parked. I'm kind of blocking the sidewalk. Oops. Bike route. This portion of the Lake Walk Trail was built in cooperation with St. Louis Lake County, with St. Louis and Lake County Regional Rail Authority. Okay. Like, oh, I hear running water. Yeah, we do have a little bit of a waterfall down there. Hold on, I'll put my keys in my pocket before I accidentally drop them down there. That'd be bad. All right, so there's the highway. And we got a little bit of a water drop there. And I'm gonna get my camera wedged into this bridge here. And we got some more little water drops. That's cool. I can't see any of this because I'm holding my camera over the edge of a very wide bridge. Hopefully it looks cool. I don't know. I'll have to look at the footage later. We're really high up here. This like really drops off. So I got a pipeline and the rail bridge over here. I got the sun reflecting now, so again, I still can't see anything. But maybe some rushing water in there. Apologize for the horrible camera work. But that is really high, and I'm afraid of heights. And I'm equally afraid of dropping my phone and car keys down there. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't bring my bike. As cool as these trails look for a bike ride, over here in the full-blown sun, it is hot. All right, so now the fun part's gonna be backing out of here is easy, but I need to make a left on this highway into all that traffic. All right, let's go look at some bridges. This is literally the route I was driving back last night. That's the sign I saw that caught my attention. Scenic Parkway, Scenic Byway, right arrow. And I was kind of on this bridge, and I kind of looked over, kind of down there, and went, oh, that looks cool. And then I came upon this intersection, and I saw this little sign right here, which we've now looked at for the third time, and thought, oh, that looks cool. And then I made a few comments along the lines of, I find the coolest damn shit just by driving past things. That's just another sign with the same trail information. So if you were paying attention earlier in the video where I showed you the Seven Bridges Road sign, the crossroads Occidental Boulevard, and that's what we're on. So this will come up here to that elbow, and my seatbelt on so it stops chiming at me. This will come up to the elbow for Seven Bridges Road. Yeah, one lane bridge, next 1.4 miles. I do have the dash cam going. I might use that footage instead of shaky handheld camera. All right, so there's the gazebo and the deeps. All right, so this is the first of the 7 bridges. This is the one I walked across a little bit ago. And last night I just stopped and parked here and walked back a little bit. So I have never been down this road. Here we have our second bridge. Very cool. Sometimes these bridges are cooler to see from like down below, but I don't really see much of a hiking trail over there. All right, so that's over here to the left is the Amity West Trail. That was the one I thought we were hiking today when I pulled up all trails. Bridge number 3. Little parking area over here. Lakeview Sports Area, a community project. Oh, I thought I saw parking over here. Guess not. Car says 82, but I think it's warmer than that. I just got thinking that we finished this little drive here. If my Amazon package is still not delivered, what I'm gonna do to kill some time. I lost count. Is this bridge number 4? Bridge number 5. Maybe 6. Probably 6 if, well, I don't know. Ooh, this is a double arch. Bridge number 6 and or 7. This one's got to be 7. Ooh, we got some waterfalls over here. Really can't see through the trees from this distance. See if there's a place to park up here. Kind of walk down there a little bit, maybe. But wait, what do we have here? The 8th bridge. That or I really lost count. Yeah, let's go and park and walk around a little bit. This is another trailhead. Okay, I have half a bar of 4G cell service up here. But my Amazon delivery still, or my Amazon order still says out for delivery. So this is the Hawks Ridge Trail, apparently. I'm not hiking any more trails, but I do want to see if we can get a little bit better view of a couple of these bridges from something other than the roadway. Oh, that looks slightly sketchy. This is not quite so much a trail as much as it is a water runoff, I think. There's a little bit of a bridge view. But what I'd really like to do is kind of walk down to that next bridge, which is around the roadway over here to the left. Because it looked like there's pretty good water drop off and some waterfalls over here too. Just quickly check Google Maps. This is indeed the 8th bridge of 7 Bridge Road. The one back behind me that I'm walking over to is technically the 7th bridge. That there is the parking lot that I had pinned on my map for the Snively Trail, which is the name of that like 7 3/4 or 7.7, something like that mile multi-purpose trail that I was going to bike if it wasn't so warm today. This is what I want. This is bridge number 7 with a little bit of a janky cliff here to capture a photo. Pretty cool. All right, now that I got my selfie, you know, I always used to never be a selfie person. In fact, I was very anti-selfie. But it's kind of a cool little trick when you're making videos. Those are pretty cool cascading water. As seen, I'm going to stand out here and see if I can get run over. As seen from the 7th bridge. And yeah, a little bit more water drop going down here into this pool. I don't know if there's people down there. I love the smiley face painted on the rock. Like, I don't condone graffiti. I don't condone graffiti, but if you're going to, at least make it amusing. I wasn't going to walk any further down here, but bridge number 6 right around the corner was a double arch. Kind of want to go see that. Oh, so let's see what we got down here first. You know, why not? When in Rome, or in this case, when in Duluth. So yeah, there's bridge number 7 from the bottom-ish. Oh yeah. There you go. Don't worry. Be happy. My mom got my grandpa one of those big mouth Billy basses for his birthday or Father's Day or something one year. He used to drive my grandma crazy with it. So she relegated it to his shop, and it went missing sometime later on. And when Grandpa was in the nursing home before he passed, Grandma decided it was time to sell the house when it was obvious that Grandpa wasn't going to be going back to the house. So Grandma decided to sell it. And so Dad and I were cleaning out Grandpa's shop at the house. He had shops everywhere. He had a shop at the house. He had a shop at the acreage. He used to have a shop in town. But anyway, Dad and I were cleaning out his shop in the garage. And I kind of got asking because I was grabbing a few of Grandpa's things out of the shop that I wanted to keep. Not like just tools and stuff, but like, I don't know, that whole separate squirrel story. Like a couple of photos he had, a couple of awards he had won, stuff like that. Anywho, I made the comment like, where'd Big Mouth Billy Bass go? And like, it wasn't in the shop anymore, couldn't find it. And Dad was like, yeah, your grandma must have made true on her threat to, you know, Big Mouth Billy Bass's other song was "Take Me to the River, Throw Me in the Water." And Dad goes, he says, your grandma must have finally followed through on her promise to return him to the river. And so me, being, you know, the smart ass I am, I get it naturally from my parents. I went on eBay and I bought one. And anyway, so I just, you know, it came delivered, and after the house sold, you know, Grandma was moving into a retirement apartment adjacent to the Lutheran home where Grandpa was. So it's easier for her to go over there and see him and help take care of him. And so Dad and I were moving some of her furniture into her apartment and getting stuff kind of stood up and set up for her. And so I brought Big Mouth Billy Bass along, and I hung him on the wall in our new living room. And Grandma comes over that day, and she was so happy, or, you know, so appreciative of my dad and I, you know, getting her stuff set up. And she saw Big Mouth Billy Bass on the wall, and she looks at me and goes, "Where did that come from?" It still makes me laugh to this day. Here's our next pool. All right. Oh. Need to be a little bit careful with my footings here. Hell, this could be a good thumbnail too. Water's cool. Not cold, but it's cool. I definitely don't think I want to go for a unplanned swim today. All right, got a couple more photos for my socials. And by that I mean post Facebook. All right, so yeah, that is Seven Bridges Road. Seven Bridges. A little bit of hiking in the woods. All right, I'm gonna go and hike my way back up to my truck. And figure out what to do from here. Oh, wait a minute. What am I talking about? I go back to the truck. Bridge number 6 was a double arch. I wanted to go see if I could get a better view of it. Although there is parking right here. I really should probably go get my truck, drive back down to bridge number 6 and park closer. But, you know, especially because I am bringing water down here with me. Since when do I do things intelligently? That backpack is horrible. I am not going to be hiking with that again unless I absolutely have no choice. It is a promotional gimmick. Like the stuff in there just like shifts around. So with every step, like it's moving. The straps are not comfortable. It hangs at an awkward angle off my shoulders. So yeah, I don't know how well you can see it down in there, but it's a double arch, and this is very, very high. Smile for the camera while you're driving like a maniac. So yeah, that is the down. So I don't think maybe over here is a little bit of a vantage point. I'm definitely not going all the way down to the bottom. I'd definitely like to get a photo of the double arch from a little bit of a outside angle. Maybe not. This looks like a good spot to catch poison ivy. I don't see any, but well, I'm not the first person to have attempted this anyway. There we go. There's your double arch bridge. That's what I wanted. That's cool. I got what I wanted to see in there. Got a couple photos. And I'm gonna walk back to the truck now. And hopefully by the time I get up there and drive back down this road, someplace with cell service, my Amazon package will finally be ready for me. And if not, then I guess I'm gonna go get ice cream. All right, catch you back up the top. I'm almost back. I'm huffing and puffing a little bit. Like that slope down the road from bonus bridge number 8 all the way down to 6 there, it doesn't seem like it's that steep until you start climbing back up it in the sun. Whew. I'm gonna walk because I'm a glutton for punishment and I'm fat. I'm gonna walk a little bit down this trail here just to see what it looks like, because I still would like to bike this thing maybe tomorrow. I'm definitely not up for it today, even if I had my bike with me. Definitely not. But it still looks kind of interesting. So I'm just gonna walk a quarter mile down the way. All right, trail etiquette. Sweet. Because oh, that's nice. My bike does okay with off-road. It does not do well with sand. So as long as the trail is dirt, crushed rock, tree roots, sandstone, yeah, my bike will do okay on this. And compared to walking around anywhere where my campsite is, no goose poop. I've got some more stone bridges here. Okay. This trail is pretty highly rated on all trails. Yeah. Oh yeah, this would be a nice little bike trail. 7 miles of this. It's a loop too, if I remember right. Okay, cool. Yeah, that might be a plan for tomorrow. I don't think it's supposed to be as hot tomorrow, but it was also supposed to be in the 70s all week after Tuesday, and here we are Thursday, and it's heat index of low 90s, so we'll have to see what tomorrow brings, but yeah, this could be doable tomorrow. Especially, knock on wood, if my Amazon package gets delayed again, and I have to drive up to Duluth tomorrow anyway to pick that up, then I can come up here to do a little biking. So I really haven't done too much biking this trip, hardly at all. I mean, using the bike to go to and from the bathrooms at camp really doesn't count. All right. All right, we're gonna drive down off this mountain and back to civilization and back to self-service and figure out my game plan. My Amazon package is delivered though, so I'm gonna go pick that up. But remember I said Duluth was one giant freaking mountaintop? Yeah, here you go. Like, that is freaking insane. Yeah, remember the bridge from yesterday? Like, we're looking down on it. Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, that was even my truck struggled coming up that hill. And at like one of those intersections there, because they'll flatten out on the intersection before you start going up again. There was a freaking manhole cover like 2 inches off the ground. Hit one of those. That bounced me pretty good. Oh boy. All right, I'm away to the Amazon locker. Apparently the lockers are at Cup Foods. I don't see them outside anywhere, so they must be inside, but I haven't been to one of these since I was a kid. There used to be one on Elmore Avenue in Davenport when I was growing up. That's where we always grocery shop. The main thing I remember is Mabel the cow. There was a in the dairy area over the milk coolers or whatever, there was a little barn with Mabel the cow. You pushed a button and she would come out and moo. So of course, while I'm here, I'm gonna go check out the dairy department right after I find these lockers. That was easy. I've used them only once or twice before, the Amazon lockers, when traveling. I was trying to actually get a cable for my power station, so I keep the power station inside the camper and just run a cable out for the solar panels. But they said the locker was full and I couldn't get one added to this order. So, anywho, I know walking through a grocery store is fascinating. I really don't even need anything. I really want to see. No Mabel. That must have been just a Davenport thing. It is supper time, and my favorite restaurant just happens to be right across the street. I didn't quite intentionally plan that. When I looked at the map and saw it was across the street, I knew I was getting dinner. So I'm gonna drive over there and go eat dinner.
Okay. So here's the Earth.
Just got back to camp. It is 7:45. 78 degrees outside. It's pretty nice outside. 89 in here. A little toasty. Left all the windows open, but yeah, it was closed up while I was gone. So got the roof fan going here. Kind of help. Actually, I'm going to turn the one on in here too. Help push some of the heat out of here and draw in some cooler air. That's gorgeous outside. And let's see, battery bank is at 93%. I do need to rotate these panels. I'm going to do that and pick you back up then. I don't know if that's going to make much of a difference. Got me to 46 watts solar input, but there's just enough haze in the sky. I noticed up in Duluth too. Seem to be getting a little bit of wildfire smoke. And it's low enough now that I don't know if it's going to do much good, but I was going to sit in my chair for a little bit and wait for that camper to cool off before I start moving video files off my phone and dash cam memory chip onto my laptop, but I don't know if you can see under here, but like, holy frickin' mosquitoes. 1,000 of them are there. So we'll let that thermocell run. You know, if you see the movement with the flag in the background. Yeah. There's a bunch of them underneath this table too. Yeah, so I don't know what that's all about. Guess I'll come sit on my tailgate. plans for the rest of the evening. I actually need to go take a shower, so I might go do that now while that thermosol runs. Plans for the rest of the evening, like I said, definitely need to copy some footage over the laptop. Might do a little bit of editing, we'll see. But I'm kind of thinking about building a little fire over here. It's about 11:15 now, Thursday night. I got my fire lit, fought off the mosquitoes for a while. Went and got my shower done, so my shoulders are properly massaged now. If you remember, the shower here has extremely high pressure. Did encounter a slight change of plans though for here tonight. I am likely going to be heading home tomorrow morning. I've got a couple of calls I can easily take from the car, as well as our quarterly all hands meeting update from our CEO that I can listen to in the car. I've been toying with this idea in the back of my head for a couple weeks now about making a quick trip home, and since I'm in Minnesota, like, now it's time to do it before I get any further west. Got a couple of things that need to be taken care of there, and today my internet line went down at home. My neighbor literally accidentally knocked the line down. I feel bad for him because he feels so bad, but long story short, like, when I bought the house a couple years ago, I asked the internet company to bury the line, and since the guy who came out to set me up was like, well, it's already run overhead, and like, he really didn't want to do it, so I knew this issue was going to pop up eventually, because that line coming in is way too low. And sure enough, my neighbor, who is doing me a great favor by taking care of my lawn while I'm gone, was moving the trampoline in the backyard, and the trampoline hooked that line and knocked it down. So my internet's out. And my ISP will not send anybody out to put the line back up until you go through the have you rebooted the modem crap. And so I do rely on that connection at home. I've got services running at home that I'm kind of dependent on. It doesn't have to be up 24/7 for me to work remote, but it does impact a lot of what I do having that down. So really need to go home so I can have my internet fixed. And I've got a few other things I need to do. It's like, might be a good point in the summer just to take a week's break from my road trip, run home, get some stuff done, and then resume my trip. So I was kind of also sitting here watching my fire and contemplating, like, okay, do I try to find just like a RV storage for a week and try to leave the camper up here instead of hauling it all the way home and back? But I got thinking, like, well, my internet's not at home, so I'm gonna need Starlink as soon as I get home. And so, like, if I were to just try to store the camper up here, like, there's a lot of stuff in there I would need to unpack out of the camper to repack into the truck to take home. And like, then I couldn't I just ordered on Amazon a pass-through port, and I ordered that cable I was talking about earlier for the power station that I wanted. So those are getting delivered to my house next week. From where I'm at now, it's an 8-hour drive if you can go freeway speed. So I'm looking at a 10-hour drive home tomorrow, but should be all right. I think I can be out of here by noon. So it'd be a long day, but I'll be home by tomorrow night and home this weekend and get some stuff knocked out. And I kind of got thinking, like, oh, I can, get my latest couple of YouTube videos edited, and then, when I'm at home with my high-speed internet, like, I can get them uploaded relatively quickly. And then I realized, like, oh yeah, no internet at home, so I can't finish my editing this weekend at least. And I can drive over to my sister's and use her fast internet to upload them, I guess, until they get mine fixed. But anywho, yeah, that's kind of the quick change in plans. So I guess I will not be biking that trail up in Duluth tomorrow. And then my trip to Leech Lake and the Mississippi headwaters will have to be postponed for a week or two. And even last winter when I was in Texas, I was gone for 2 months before I had to come home for a medical appointment. And like, kind of in early February, like, there was enough stuff stacking up. Like, oh man, like, being gone and away from home for this long at a time it's a lot. I mean, stuff comes up, stuff stacks up. So yep, anyway, I'm rambling. So that is the current change in plans. So I'll have to get things packed up in the morning. then as soon as that last meeting's done, hit the road and start heading back to Iowa. It's not really bittersweet because like I'm not ending the summer road trip. Like this is just a temporary detour via home. I'll be back on the road in a week or two, and hopefully a week. We'll see how that plays out. Whole schedule is basically just going to be delayed by about a week, I think. So if this is the last update for a while, and this is the end of the YouTube video, then thanks for watching, and I'll be back, I promise. Like, and not like I promised when I was making bus build videos. Like, oh, I promise I'm gonna get back to this thing. And I mean, someday I will, but like, it won't be 3 years or more, like the bus has been. I'm rambling. All right, I'm gonna let this fire die down. Then I'm going to bed. So, thanks for watching. Good night.